Computer-delivered IELTS, brought to you by Knowledge Island by Bilal.
In this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about where you live. What do you like most about your hometown?
My hometown has a unique charm, and what I like most about it is the sense of community. People here are friendly and always willing to help each other. Additionally, it has a beautiful natural landscape with parks and rivers, which makes it a peaceful and refreshing place to live.
Is your hometown a popular place for tourists to visit?
Well, it depends on the kind of traveler. While it may not be as famous as major tourist destinations, it does attract visitors who appreciate history and nature. There are some historical landmarks, cultural sites, and scenic spots that people find interesting. Also, the local food is a highlight, drawing food lovers from different areas.
What food is typical of your home country?
Turkish cuisine is incredibly diverse and rich, influenced by Ottoman, Middle Eastern, and Mediterranean flavors. One of the most famous traditional dishes is Iskender kebab, which consists of thinly sliced doner meat served over pieces of piti Turkish bread, topped with a rich tomato sauce and melted butter, accompanied by yogurt on the side. Another popular dish is manta, often referred to as Turkish dumplings, which are small pieces of dough filled with spiced minced meat and served with garlic yogurt and melted butter infused with red pepper flakes. Additionally, street food plays a big role in daily life, with favorites like simit, a sesame-crusted bread ring, and balık ekmek, grilled fish sandwich, which is especially famous in Istanbul's seaside areas.
Do you often go out at the weekends?
Yes, I do. I believe weekends are a great time to relax and unwind. Sometimes I go out with friends for a meal or a coffee, and other times I prefer visiting a park or watching a movie. It really depends on my mood and how busy my week has been.
Are there any special festivals or celebrations in your town?
Yes, Turkey has a rich tradition of festivals that reflect its cultural and historical heritage. One of the most significant celebrations is Ramazan Bayramı, which marks the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Families come together to share special meals, visit loved ones, and give gifts to children. Traditional sweets like baklava and şekerpare are commonly enjoyed during this time. Another important festival is Kırkpınar Oil Wrestling Festival, held annually in Edirne. It is one of the world's oldest sports competitions, dating back over 650 years, where wrestlers covered in olive oil compete in a traditional form of Turkish wrestling. The event is accompanied by cultural performances, folk music, and delicious food, making it a unique experience for visitors.
And has your hometown changed much in recent years?
Yes, it has changed quite a bit. There has been a lot of development, especially in terms of infrastructure. New shopping malls, restaurants, and recreational centers have opened, making it a more modern and convenient place to live. However, I do feel that some of the traditional aspects of the town have been affected due to urbanization.
What advice would you give to a visitor to your town?
I would suggest that visitors take their time to explore both the modern and historical sides of the city. Trying the local food is a must, as it offers a taste of our culture. Also, I'd recommend visiting some lesser-known spots where they can experience the local way of life rather than just the tourist attractions.
Thank you. Let's talk about writing. What different types of writing do you do? For example, letters, emails, reports, or essays.
I do a variety of writing depending on the situation. For work or studies, I often write emails, reports, and essays. However, in my personal life, I enjoy journaling and sometimes writing messages to friends and family. Writing is an essential skill in many aspects of life.
And do you prefer writing with a pen or using a computer?
I prefer using a computer because it's more convenient and efficient. Typing is faster, and it allows me to easily edit my work without making a mess. However, I still enjoy writing with a pen when I'm taking notes or writing something personal, as it feels more expressive.
Do you write more now or less than you did a few years ago?
I would say I write more now, mainly because of work and online communication. With emails, messages, and even social media, writing has become a big part of everyday life. A few years ago, I wrote more by hand, but now most of my writing is digital.
Do you like to write stories or poems?
I don't write poems very often, but I do find writing stories very enjoyable because it allows me to be creative and express my thoughts in an imaginative way. Although, I do appreciate poetry and sometimes try writing short ones for fun.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you start, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. You have 1 minute to prepare. Please start now. Please start speaking now.
I would like to talk about a time when I helped an elderly neighbor during an emergency. This incident occurred a few months ago when I was at home and I suddenly heard a loud noise from the house next door. It sounded like something had fallen, so I immediately went to check if everything was all right. When I reached my neighbor's house, I found that she had slipped in her living room and was struggling to get up. She seemed to be in pain and was unable to move properly. Without wasting any time, I carefully helped her sit on a chair and offered her some water. Since she appeared to have injured her ankle, I decided to call an ambulance to ensure she received proper medical attention. While waiting for the paramedics, I comforted her and assured her that everything would be fine. Fortunately, the medical team arrived quickly, and after examining her, they confirmed that it was a minor sprain. They provided the necessary first aid and advised her to rest for a few days. She was extremely grateful for my help and even mentioned that she wouldn't have known what to do if I hadn't been there. This experience was truly meaningful for me. It reminded me of the importance of being attentive to those around us and offering help whenever possible. It also reinforced the idea that small acts of kindness can make a big difference in someone's life. I felt a deep sense of satisfaction knowing that I could assist someone in their time of need.
We've been talking about a time when you helped someone, and I'd like to discuss with you 1 or 2 more general questions related to this. Can you tell me some of the practical things that people can do to help their neighbors?
There are many simple yet meaningful ways to help neighbors. For instance, people can assist elderly neighbors by offering to buy groceries for them or helping with household chores. Another practical way is sharing useful information such as local events or safety tips. In communities where people know each other well, looking after a neighbor's house when they're away is also a great way to show support. Small acts like these can build a stronger and friendlier neighborhood.
Well, why should neighbors help each other?
I think neighbors should help each other because it creates a sense of community and makes life easier for everyone. When people support one another, they build trust and a feeling of belonging. Also, in times of emergency, having good relationships with neighbors can be really beneficial. For example, If someone faces an unexpected problem, such as a power cut or a medical emergency, a helpful neighbor can be the first person to provide assistance.
Do you think that people in small towns help each other more than the people in cities?
Yes, I believe so. In small towns, people tend to have closer relationships because they see each other regularly. There is a stronger sense of community, and people are more likely to offer help when needed. For example, in rural areas, if someone's car breaks down, a passerby is more likely to stop and help. In contrast, city life is often fast-paced, and people may not even know their neighbors.
So, why don't they do the same in cities?
I think there are a few reasons for this. First, cities are often more crowded, and people have busy lifestyles, so they may not have time to interact with their neighbors. Second, there is sometimes a sense of anonymity in cities. People value their privacy and don't always feel comfortable reaching out to strangers. Lastly, people in cities often rely more on professional services rather than community support, which reduces the need for neighborly assistance.
Let's go on and think about attitudes towards helping other people. Some people don't want to help other people. Why do you think that is?
There could be several reasons for this. Some people might feel that they already have too many responsibilities and cannot take on extra burdens. Others may have had negative experiences in the past where their help was not appreciated or even taken advantage of. Additionally, in modern society, there is sometimes a mindset of individualism where people prioritize their own needs over others. However, I believe that even small acts of kindness can make a big difference.
Do you think that governments have a responsibility to help people?
Yes, absolutely. Governments have the resources and authority to provide essential services such as healthcare, education, and social welfare. Without government support, vulnerable people such as the elderly, disabled, or unemployed might struggle to meet their basic needs. However, I also believe that helping others should not be the government's responsibility alone. Communities and individuals should also play a role.
But doesn't that sometimes mean that people think it's only the government's responsibility?
Yes, that's a valid point. When governments provide extensive social services, some people may feel less obligated to help others. They might assume that charities or public institutions will take care of those in need. However, personal support and community involvement are just as important. Even with government aid, people still need emotional support, companionship, and kindness, which can only come from those around them.
So, do you think that some people deserve more help than others?
That's a difficult question, but I would say that while everyone deserves help, some people may need it more urgently. For example, children, elderly individuals, and people with disabilities often require more assistance to live comfortably. Similarly, those affected by natural disasters or financial crises should receive immediate support. That being said, I believe kindness should be extended to everyone, regardless of their situation.
Do you think technology has made it easier or harder for people to help each other?
I think technology has made it much easier to help others in many ways. For example, social media allows people to spread awareness about charitable causes and raise funds quickly. There are also apps that connect volunteers with people in need, making it more convenient to offer assistance. However, technology can sometimes create a barrier. People might rely on digital interactions instead of offering face-to-face help. Despite this, I believe that when used wisely, technology can be a powerful tool for encouraging kindness and support.
Thank you very much. That is the end of the speaking test.
Don't forget to comment, like, and share our video.